The combination of disappointing U.S. data as well as global recession fears has paved the way for a global sell-off today, with the Dow Jones dropping by more than 500 points intraday. Now, a main contributor of today's slide was poor economic data, that of which saw overseas Japanese exports slow more than expected. British retail sales were weaker than expected. Meanwhile, in the United States, we had initial jobless claims rising by 9,000 to come in at a reading of 408,000. Consumer prices rose 0.5% for the month of July. Existing home sales figures dropped 3.5% to come in at 4.96 million, and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index fell to its lowest reading in more than 2 years at negative 30.7. Meanwhile, a sell-off in European banks before the opening bell. Gold prices rising by more than $28 to settle at another record high of $1,822 an ounce, and crude oil prices dropping by more than $5 on the day led the way for nearly 91% of the roughly 3.2 billion shares trading today on the New York Stock Exchange to be in the red. Now, taking a look to see how the Dow Jones has closed out today's trading session, down 419.63 points to settle in at 10,990.58. Now, in a breakdown of today's major market movers, we first have to begin with shares of Hewlett-Packard, which initially took a hit, dropping more than 5.8% and then rebounding to trade near flat close to the closing bell. This despite releasing strong preliminary earnings, this after it slashed its fiscal full-year revenue forecast and also announcing that it will spin off its PC business. Meanwhile, shares of Dollar Tree taking a hit, losing 2.2%, this after reporting weaker than expected sales for the second quarter of $1.54 billion, as expectations were calling for figures to come in at $1.55 billion. And shares of NetApp over at the Nasdaq sinking 18.4% intraday to $34 a share, this after the computing network company fell short of its estimates.